Good evening and warm welcome to all the participants. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Murugavel Janakiraman. Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us this evening. We are very happy that you have agreed to give us time in spite of your busy schedule. We look forward to having a great discussion with you. I'll do a brief introduction and then hand it over to you, sir, for your opening remarks. I'll share my screen. These are WiseViews leadership conversations, which we hold every Friday, and this is 161st session. We are very happy that Mr. Murugavel has joined us. This is a very interesting topic for all of us. After this introduction, for roughly about 20 minutes, Mr. Murugavel will deliver his opening remarks, and then we'll have two clusters of Q&A. My pleasure and privilege to introduce Mr. Murugavel. He is the founder, CMD, and CEO of Matrimony.com, whose flagship brand, Bharat Matrimony, is India's #1 and most trusted matrimony service. In the year 1997, he pioneered the concept of online matchmaking, which changed the way Indians marry. With 3,000 plus employees across 110 branches in 20 cities, both in India and abroad, it's a very large organization. Matrimony.com is the first pure pay consumer internet company in India that went public. His long list of accolades include being named as one of the top 5 Asian Indian businessmen in the US under 35 by the Asian Indian Chamber of Commerce, the Business Icon of the Year by the India Today Group, and also being nominated as the Entrepreneur of the Year twice by the Economic Times. The Exchange for Media's Impact magazine featured him among the top technology leaders in 2020, while Your Story recognized him as disruptor in the tech domain. He was also awarded the Digital Entrepreneur of the Year by WAT. Mr. Murugavel is a frequent speaker at major summits like the Harvard School of Business, ICFAI, CAI, Stanford, India, and FICCI being a few of them. Mr. Murugavel is currently on the CAI Tamil Nadu State Council. Thank you once again, sir, for agreeing to speak on our platform. I'll take one more minute to introduce my esteemed colleague, Professor R. Prasad. He brings about 3 decades of rich experience. He holds BTech from IIT Bombay and PGDM from IIM Kolkata. And welcome, Professor Prasad, and thank you for joining. So we are all ears, sir. We would like to listen as a pioneer how you crafted your organization. And of course, the Q&A will be subsequent to your presentation. But we are all quite curious about the challenges, the pitfalls, if any, and the continued challenges like you face currently in navigating your company through this amazing work, how it has changed how Indians marry. That's pakka for sure. Over to you, sir. Thank you, and once again, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Sudhakar. Thank you, Mr. Prasad. Thank you for the opportunity. Hope I'm audible. Incidentally, I got married through Bharat Matrimony, so happily married for 24 years. So one of the early customers to get married. I want to talk about the technology and matrimony trends. Considering it's only 20 minutes. Happy to take any questions with respect to our business or any other things. In my view, even the well-established businesses can go out of the business or service due to these 4 major challenges. Okay, any business, no matter what scale and size, in my view, these business can get impacted or can go out of the business due to these 4 challenges. Okay, and the first and foremost is that the change in customer preferences. Okay, it can be largely driven by that how that societal changes taking place, because the society is continuing to go and evolve. How we were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it's different. The society continue to go and evolve. So the consumer preferences as well. Okay, and can be large influence of media, or it can be by or by that evolving trends. One good example I could think in the recent past was that the Maggie. Suddenly, all required was one investigation report or whatever, some research report or some sample say that, okay, the Maggie has lead content in all, that it's not good. And suddenly, kind of, it's completely, almost the sales are dropped and all. The thing, the good thing that the Maggie is able to come back. It's a case study. There are many such incidences, because of the changing consumer preference because of media, or could be evolving trends. Some of them may not even notice immediately. It could evolve over a period of time. The business need to continue to evolve with the changing consumer preferences, which I talk about how the matrimony has been adopting those changing consumer preferences, because what we were 20 years ago and what you are today, it's a different. While the fundamentals they are there, but many things they evolved and all the thing. We're able to tune our the matchmaking service in alignment with the what the consumer preferences are with the changing trends. So that's one of the things, because any business need to be aware of this changing consumer preferences. And second is the change in the government policy, okay, which can come as a surprise. The recent thing I could think of was the GST in gaming, okay, and 28% GST in the gaming company. Okay, so some other things that the government tomorrow can decide, okay, a certain policy changes, that can severely can impact the business and all that, okay. But obviously, sometimes the business can able to adopt this policy. Sometimes this policy may not make that the business viability and all that. The second one is that changing the government policy can affect the business severely. The third is the change in the business models. The business models continue going to evolve. So it could be from you or could be the competitors. The business models are not static. While the business may operate with a certain model, some new company can come and completely change the rules of the game, offer a completely different business offerings. Again, I can quote few examples. One of the low-cost airlines, which is very famous example, and all the airlines are focusing on better service, better meal, better comfort, everything. The low-cost airlines completely change the business model and remove all the frills and and completely change the business dynamics. There is an example I could think of in Indian context, also even globally to a large extent. It's a quick commerce. When I was 3 days ago, I was talking to one of my business friends. He runs a large, the retail outlets in one of the South Indian states, and you are talking about year on year that the business is kind of not scaling up because the quick commerce companies are they're taking away some of the shares and all the thing. Even for my wife, today instead of going to the grocery store or nearby retail outlet, off late she's the move to the comfort of buying through online because morning you want certain thing to be in order, kind of it's convenience of someone coming and delivering and all the thing. And who would have thought that 20 years ago that the grocery store or retail outlet business get impacted by the quick commerce company all the thing. So basically the new business models or evolving business models can affect the business. So business need to be aware of these evolving business models and take cognizant of it and figure out how to overcome the challenges. The fourth is the change in technology. Okay. And the change in technology can come again. That's another change which can cause a significant impact to the business or even make the business unviable or even make the company go out of the business as well. Okay. One of the popular example I could think of is Nokia, okay, which everybody knows. I remember probably 10 years ago or something like that, in Economic Times survey, Nokia was the most trusted brand in India. Consistently for 2 years or many years, they were in the top brand. And in particular, that 2 years, they were number one, the most trusted brand in India. Nokia had all type of mobiles. They are from the low point. There are multiple types of mobiles targeting various segment of customers and all the thing. Nokia had the large retail presence in India. Imagine the company had everything going right. Large retail presence, number one brand in India, okay, in Economic Times, okay, and they had a phone for all type of customer. One technology change, which probably didn't adapt well, or they didn't anticipate, or they didn't kind of leverage it, and that caused the pitfall of Nokia. If Nokia had adapted instead of Microsoft, if they adapted the kind of Android, probably things would have been different and all that. So basically, in my view, the businesses can get impacted or can go out of business with these four changing things: changing consumer preferences, changing government policies, kind of evolving business model by competitors, and in changing technology. Technology is something very interesting because other thing understand the business model changes, policy changes, and all the thing, because technology is something continue going to evolve. The government policy may not change for decades and all the thing. But technology change something today happening at much more rapidly than how it was in the past. So in my view, how companies can make use of, how to deal with these technology challenges. I'll talk about 3 A's. Okay. The first one is be haggard. Okay. So you be the pioneer or be the leader in these technology changes. So basically be the change you like to see what Gandhiji so like that, you be the one who create the technology innovation or technology changes, but not easy. Interestingly, the leaders who are in one type of technology, and most of the cases where they're not the leaders when the technology moved to the next level or next phase. One good example I could think of is that, interestingly, that how the storage, the computer storage has evolved from floppy disk to a kind of that cartridge and to a pen drive. Interestingly, that leaders who are in the particular type of device, okay, be it a floppy, the leader who are in the storage and the floppy disk, they are not a leader when the technology moved to the cartridge. When they moved to CD-ROM, the people are leader in the cartridge. They were not a leader in the CD-ROM. When the CD-ROM to move to a pen drive, the people on the CD-ROM, their leaders were not a thing. So basically, it's difficult for companies who are leader in a particular type of technology. The same applications where when technology move from one type to other thing, they're not able to innovate or adapt. Again, other popular example is that people know that Kotak. They are the one who came up with the digital technology, digital camera, but they are not able to leverage what they came up with actually. But many times become because we have the established business model, we have the profitability. Even sometimes the companies are able to come up with the next phase of technology evaluation, but they're not able to make those technology innovations successful. There's a good book on innovator's dilemma, how to when you have this kind of things comes up, how organization need to leverage these opportunities rather than with the current cost structure. Sometimes they are not able to make it successful. Again, the Intel for many times they're able to overcome the technology changes, but of late, what you are seeing, the NVIDIA, and they are in the AH, they are their market cap or what they're able to do. The Intel being there in the chip for a very long time, and they are sort of left behind in this AI based chips and all. So first one is Agat, you be the pioneer in this technology. If you're not able to be haggard, at least adopt. Okay. Be the one to adopt this evolving technology and winning technology. Okay. Because otherwise you may be left behind. As I said, if Nokia had adopted Android, okay, while they are not the one who come with the Android operating system, but if they had adopted Android, this, in my view, the story would have been different. Okay. If you're not innovating, if you're not pioneer, at least adopt the emerging and winning technology. How to adapt emerging or winning technology? Because when the technology changes are happening at a much faster pace, because which technology bet on? Okay. I think Amazon does a good job on this one. They allow the leaders, Amazon being a large company, they allow the leaders to be agile, and they allow leaders to kind of, choose what are the technology which they think, appropriate or right technology. Rather than putting constraint on the team that you have to use only this technology, they left to the team, let team to decide what technology you want to use. As the trend evolves, as the thing changes and all those things, they know the which technology winning. Then over a period of they converge to the emerging technology. So one other thing in organization also, we tell people, like, guys, adopt as many technologies as possible. But having said that, sometimes the bandwidth became a challenge, and those are challenges there. But again, this is something organization need to do it so that they're not left behind, because the technology can be a major. It's not a disruptor; it can be a destructor as well. So look at what the matrimony said. Matrimony, when it started, as you rightly said, we are pioneer in the online matchmaking. We transform the way Indians find the life partner. It's almost 25th year. It's going to be a silver jubilee year for us. Okay, we transform the way people find a life partner online. Millions of people got married on service. When it started, it was the desktop. Okay, from desktop, when you move to mobile, okay, and moved from mobile PWA into the mobile app. So we are able to adopt those technology. Again, many companies obviously they have to adopt these technology changes, otherwise they'll be left behind. So it's one of the adopting this technology. Today, what they are doing today, AI is the big thing. Okay, We are leveraging AI in many areas of the business. Okay. One is that so we use AI to drive efficiency. Okay. And which is very obvious thing that what can be done by technology, better done by technology. And we also use AI for better matchmaking algorithm, machine learning algorithm, which based on the customer preferences, based on their activities, it learns and recommend the better profiles. Use AI to identify the customer whom need to target for better conversions. Use AI for fraud prevention based on the usage, based on the behavior, and things like photo validation. Earlier used to do with the people. Those things are now done through the AI, that photo validation, profile validation, and biodata creations. Today we are leveraging AI, or the chat GPT, and in many areas, and a lot of automations is being done to leveraging this AI. So with respect to the matchmaking things, okay, as I said, one of the first point on the business model disruption was the changing consumer preferences. So when it started initially, the 25 years ago, it was a basic matchmaking thing. Today, as we progress, we understood there are changing consumer preferences. Today, the matchmaking not only limited to your caste or education, income. We are today even offer the matchmaking based on your hobbies and interests. Okay, in fact, the current TV campaign you do on for Bharat Matrimony is that find your life partner based on hobbies and interests. Because today the youngster, there are people who prefer, okay, I want to marry someone who's interested in yoga, or someone interested in hiking. So basically, we can't stay with, okay, no, this is what our product, okay, because horoscope matching is important, or community-based matchmaking. No, but this is what the users are today. Some other, it's not everybody. At least we see that now there are people interested in getting married to the people who have the similar hobbies and interests or personalities. So basically, to keep, monitoring or be aware of these changing consumer preferences. Accordingly, we need to evolve our product so that the customer continue to prefer us for their matchmaking service. So, with respect to matchmaking, we have done many pioneering things. Okay, it's not only we started online matrimony. The way we've done online matrimony itself is an interesting things. Unlike one single brand, the approach was micro segmented strategy, because consider India being a country with multiple religions, multiple communities, where majority marriages happen within the community. So the strategy we adopted was micro marketing strategies or micro segment strategy. Though initially began with language-based matrimony sites like Tamil matrimony, Bharat matrimony, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, and the umbrella brand called Bharat matrimony. As we progress, we realized that the majority of marriages happen within the community, and we launched around 300, 200 plus community-based matrimony sites. Be it all these, like, Patel, Agarwal, Brahmin, Iyer, whatever things, so many communities in India. We also have the religion-based matrimony site like Christian matrimony, Muslim matrimony, Jain matrimony, Sikh matrimony. For us, communities are like-minded people. We have a sites for divorcees, because divorce is a community by itself. Because once a person divorced, there's a preference to get married to a divorcee. Then you have doctor's matrimony, because doctor is a community by itself. For us, community is not caste alone. It is a like-minded people who want to get married to the people belong to the similar what are things with the socioeconomic status or preferences. Even difference matrimony, yeah, because different people prefer to marry someone that difference. So we created this micro marketing or micro segment strategy to reach the customer belong to that segment effectively. We also created the other innovation in the matchmaking space. We are pioneer in launching an exclusive matchmaking service for the rich and affluent. We are elite matrimony, and today we have it's been serving for 15 years, and today the rich and affluent Indians are our members, and serving who's of India. And so this has been doing for almost the last 15 years. Again, we are the first company to create an exclusive matchmaking service for rich and affluent. And again, off late, we have set up elite matrimony experience centers in the airport. Probably the first company in the world to set up experience center in the airport. In fact, I've seen a couple of Twitter posts also that got good visibility. And we also launched an exclusive matchmaking service for the people at the bottom of the pyramid, or that is plus to 10th and below. You have a brand called Jodi, JODI, that is targeting the non-degree holders, because the online matrimony service, what you have, it's pretty much servicing degree holders and English-speaking population. You even want to serve the non-degree holders. We create an exclusive brand in multiple languages that's being available in multiple languages. And you have the product from 1,000 rupees, the Jodi for 1,000 rupees, but the Jodi is free for female. And elite matrimony, some of offering the elite matrimony one goes up to almost 7-8 lakhs. So you're from product ranging from 1,000 rupees to, and few lakhs or 7-8 lakhs. So basically, we segmented the matchmaking, based on very consumer segment, and launch various product to serve this consumer segment. We also launched Rainbow Love, an exclusive matchmaking service for the LGBT community. And we launched Mera Love a few months ago, an exclusive dating site for Indian Americans, because the Indian American prefers to marry Indian American. So, and we already announced we're going to launch love.com, that is LUV.com. Love.com is an exclusive service for, the serious relationship, because there are people who want to take longer, they want to explore. The thing is that if we come to matrimony, yeah, the next step is, okay, we made the right minded people. The next step is meeting and, kind of possibly move to the marriage. And because the Indians, the millions of youth aspired for love, and they would have not got opportunity to fall in love. So we think that, the love.com can fulfill that gap. So, and we are not a dating, because the dating is not Indian culture, and we think the love is something aligned with Indian culture. So basically, as a company, we pioneered in online matchmaking, and beautifully segmented the market and our offering from all types of needs and all segment of the consumers, and continue to evolve with the changing consumer trends, and continue to adopt technologies. And so many of the things we have been a forefront in adopting technology. Today, those things have become industry standard, which will continue to do so. And so these are some other points I want to talk about, how the matrimony has been a pioneer and continue to evolve, continue to serve the millions of people, and which will continue to do so. Okay, these are some of my opening remarks, and happy to take any questions from Sudhakar and Mr. Prasad.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving us this brief overview about how matrimony.com has evolved over a period of time, especially with your micro segmenting strategy, trying to understand the preferences of customers, and it has evolved over a period of time. I'm sure in the Q&A we'll focus on, especially on the technology trends, how you have specifically adopted technology. As you mentioned in your own words, sir, it has become industry standards for you. I think those specifics we'll evaluate, we'll probably discuss in the Q&A. We'll have Q&A in two clusters. The first cluster will be taken up by Professor Prasad, and I'll come back for the second cluster. But this promises to be a very interesting conversation as we move towards specifics. The overview was fantastic, and it's a mind-boggling strategy that you have actually hit upon. And the number of communities that you have made is also too big. I think looks like you're not left anything except dating being a culturally different stand that you have taken. Otherwise, the entire spectrum is covered more or less, especially in terms of the segmentation. Thank you so much, and congratulations on that, sir. We will continue this wonderful conversation with the Q&A. I request Professor Prasad to start the Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rao. Thank you, sir, for giving us a foundation for what this business is like, and for us to understand the whole thing better. Many of the audience members and those who will be seeing it on Facebook or later will be practitioners who are excited to take something out from what you're doing and then apply it in their respected areas. So, sir, we begin with the first question. I mean, at that point, you were a pioneer, but how did you get into this? What was, the background, and then it happened, and then, you saw it growing. So what was the background to this pain point?
It was not a, I would say that well thought out strategy. It's evolved. So I was working in the US as a software developer. I wanted to do something on my own. I had a challenge of where to begin. So, so I was developing a community service or site serving a Tamil community living outside of India, and started providing various services which I thought would be useful to the Tamil community living outside of India. And it's basically I was developing all these services during my part-time and weekends. So I had various services part of the community site, including a daily calendar, festival reminder, and the booking of flight tickets. And the matrimony was one of the services. When I saw that people are coming to the matrimony section and creating a profile and heard some success stories, I realized that people want to get married to someone who speaks the same language, because the site was targeting Tamil community people living outside of India. So after 2.5 years of providing the various services to the Tamil community largely living outside of India, and I hit upon this idea of not launch exclusive matrimony service for the Tamil people. I grew up in an area in Chennai where I have a lot of Telugu neighbors. So I initially want to Tamil and Telugu, then I launch other language sites also. I thought fundamentally the technology is same. It's only the back end, it's back end of the common, only the front end going different URLs. And that's why the whole thing of language-based matrimony sites evolved, and also wanted the umbrella brand of Bharat Matrimony. So it was sort of, evolved. It's not, day one I decided I want to get into matrimony. In fact, when I talk about entrepreneurship, even people did not have the idea, hey, just start somewhere. Keep, kind of work, whatever the things, we're starting, they do it sincerely and passionately. I'm sure you may find something which is, interesting to you. But interestingly, while I spoke about Nokia, that one of the things about how they didn't leverage technology. Again, it's not easy for, companies to continue to evolve and adapt to order. But again, that's what that, interesting things, successful company would do it. Nokia was not a mobile company. Nokia was a timber company or something like that. So it's only evolved to be a mobile company. So start somewhere. You need to identify something you're able to resonate with. And if you don't have an idea, that's the whole thing about. Then no looking back. Then, from Bharat Matrimony, all this community matrimony, elite, one led to other and all that.
Excellent, sir. I think you've given, one of the models that people can use. You started with something which is community, perhaps, hardly any fee charged, kind of social, kind of an enterprise. And then from there, you recognize something which had far more potential, and then you moved into it, and then you scale it up.
Yes, Mr. Prasad.
Next question, sir. You have cited 4 challenges.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at your journey, could you identify and discuss with us 2 big challenges, and how you went about tackling it from the matrimony.com point?
One is, I said, changing consumer preferences. So initially it was, in fact, when I started the matrimony site, Prasad, it was a 2-page, 1 page for brides, 1 page for groom. In fact, people are complaining, look, it's more like, we have to go through 1 page for, so many profiles. So the whole thing began with 2 pages, 1 page of bride, 1 page of grooms. So over a period of time, as the technology evolved, so, we continue to able to adopt technologies and, to make it relevant. So it's not the same technology what you are used 20 years ago. So we are continue to stay relevant to the evolving technologies. And also we try to adapt as much as possible. Okay. Again, as I told, from desktop to PWA to the mobile apps, and we continue to be able to adopt those changes. And we are also able to leverage some of the technologies to bring a differentiation. Okay. In fact, probably, I won't say probably, we are the first company worldwide, I would say, that they make mobile number as a mandatory field as part of registration. Today, anywhere, any site, the mobile number is mandatory. We did it almost, probably, I would tell you, we were the first company in the world wide. Okay. Almost like some 15 years ago, we thought, hey, it's, make that, in order to improve the trust and credibility. Okay. If you want to create a profile, you should have the mobile number and you have to verify the OTP, because, people otherwise can fake a profiles. So in fact, in the process, while small technology adoption is not something, but again, we were able to take the risk because we let go few lakhs profiles where they didn't have that or wouldn't want to give the mobile number, whatever reason, because we thought, no, that's the only way we can build the trust and credibility. And we are one of the first company to, have that horoscope matching, horoscope generation as part of the product offering. So basically, and many things were done in terms of we done virtual swamers, we have done many things, leveraging technology to benefit our customers. And think we had a voice profiles, many things. And also, as I said, today, as you continue to, this one thing what I